Welcome to Cross Country. Today's guest is Joel William Harrison. Joel's a musician hailing from Wagga Wagga in New South Wales. He describes his style as pop, folk and country hybrid. From his influences to his creative processes, Joel dives deep today to discuss his debut album, EP and upcoming releases.
The first two things I can remember that got me into music were Michael J. Fox playing Johnny B. Goode in Back to the Future and seeing either Richie Sambora or Slash playing guitar from my sister's music collection. Singing, probably, my mum's a huge John Farnham fan, so we always had a picture of him on our fridge. So probably John Farnham.
25 years in this old house, memories flowing from my mind as I drive away.
My last EP was titled PoFoCo, which is a combination of pop, folk and country. It's always hard to try and put what you create in a box, but I think for me it's a good starting point. And the more I record, the more I realize like each release has a sound, but it's kind of familiar back to that artist. That's just kind of what happens when I make things. It wasn't a choice. I think it's just the smoothie of all my influences put together. I think it's a bit of a cliche answer, but it's literally everything in life, good or bad, that you absorb. So it's anything that kind of impacts you that you can't stop thinking about. And you might hear, a word or someone say a phrase, and I like word play, so maybe I'll flip it, and that will be like an inspiration for a song, or just conversation sometimes inspire songs. Yeah, so it's really just anything that I absorb or come into contact with in life.
When it's home, doesn't get much sweeter than home.
Basically, they can start as music or lyrics. People normally they're like the music or the lyric, like the chicken or the egg. But if it's musical, I'll normally kind of loop that idea or just play it a lot on guitar and try and sing like gibberish over the top or like scatting until something comes out, and then it's kind of like a lyrical game of Scrabble to make those melody ideas fit with some type of lyric. And a lot of the time in that scenario, like subconscious things will come out that you don't really understand until later. The other idea, if it's kind of like a lyrical idea or something like that, it'll go kind of into the voice notes, which Charlie Puth talks a lot about. But it's true, I think a lot of kind of writers have lots of voice notes and ideas on their phone. And then from there, literally it would be like laying down a demo, just a rough demo at home that I can kind of listen back to and kind of like marinate on the idea, absorb it, and maybe show to friends or collaborators. And then just, I guess, the process of deciding whether you want to strip things back from that or add to that to complement the song starts from there. Two of my releases, I've recorded them with Dale Allison, who's a local producer, and he's a good mate and kind of mentor. So I like to workshop the tracks a lot with him when we can make our schedules work. And then, the recording kind of starts, and a lot of the time kind of the demo can change a lot to the final product, because you get in the studio and start experimenting with different things, which can be good or bad, but touch wood, so far for me it's been good.
Doing the best I can, but it don't let me be who I wanna be.
Nashville. It's such an amazing city with a lot of music in general. I've visited twice now, which I'm very lucky to have done. People think it's a lot of country, which it is, but on my first trip, kind of the studio I was working in, there was like a hip hop label next door. There was another strange, like not strange, but non-country business on the other side, music related, like even like Kesha's from Nashville. So there's a lot of different music there, but I got to meet and work with a lot of amazing musicians. So I recorded the guitars and vocals for a song called Home off my second EP. Randy Cause, who's an amazing engineer and lap steel player. He used to play in John Fogerty's band from Creedence. And I did a co-write with Glenn Campbell's lead guitarist from his band, so that was really cool. It's just an amazing city.
Well, I don't even know black from white, but I know two roads don't make it right.
I think I'm not always great saying verbally in in conversations or statements what I really want to, like off the cuff. So I think being able to kind of craft something that says exactly what you want it to and communicate that to people in a song that they hopefully want to listen to again is special. Also kind of creating something that didn't exist before you thought of the idea, while also kind of sometimes not knowing exactly where it came from. That's a fun feeling.
Sunshine knocking on my window, gonna be a good day.
I've got a 4-track EP coming out called LuckyMan, and I'll be releasing 1 track a month off that for 4 months. COVID's obviously thrown a few spanners in the works, but I really just want to have the music out there. So the first track will be Lucky Man. That'll be released on the 5th of May, which is exciting. And then from there, it's pretty much just to promote the EP Lucky Man and keep on writing, creating and recording music.
Things might not go my way, but it could always be a worse day. Oh, I'm a lucky man.
So that all kind of started sometime after 1985. As I mentioned before, Back to the Future was one of the first things that inspired me to play guitar when Michael J. Fox was playing Johnny Be Good. And on the way home, actually, from my first trip to Nashville, I was reading Michael J. Fox's book called Always Looking Up. And I got to the end and it had a picture of his other book called Lucky Man. So I combined the two for part of the chorus, and the rest just kind of happened over time. Yeah, that's kind of the main part of the song. I didn't ever imagine it would have a trumpet solo in it, but it does, which is cool. And that was first take by the guy that did it, so that's kind of special. But it's really just about kind of realizing all the little things in your life that you're kind of lucky and grateful for, and taking them in, which is kind of tough at the moment for a lot of people, but hopefully they could use that now, whether you're a lucky man, lady, or any other gender.
Oh, I'm a lucky man.
For more from Joel, head to his Instagram at Joel William Harrison. This episode of Cross Country was produced by Hayley Potts and Brooke Sheehan.